A question for Lynn. Dave Harrison, Rugby News Service. You've stressed all week the importance of these two games, but is there a danger of thinking too far ahead? You have to focus immediately on the Canada game.
If we don't win the Canada game, then Italy becomes another game. It's about the Canada game. It's a game that we've targeted, and if we play to the best of our ability, then I'm sure it'll be a positive result. But in rugby, it's not possible to predict this, and we'll have to be at our best to win for sure.
Me again. You won your previous two games against Canada from penalties for both games. They've talked about how they've tightened up their discipline, especially in scrums. Is that something you're aware of? And I suppose the question is, are you ready to beat them another way?
I think we're a better all-round team than we were the last twice we played them. We came off the back of a Nations Cup competition where the competition is different. So we were a little bit under par as well, and the Canada teams that we had played before were not their full strength teams. But apart from the captain against us, this is their full strength team. So they'll pose different problems. They certainly fetch a pace to the game that we've experienced from the Tier 1 nations. So we have prepared for a game like this.
Dale Harris, RNS. Lynn, you spoke about how important these next two games are. What's the mood in the camp with the players?
It's positive. They've worked hard. This has been the target that we'd set going back when we played the Six Nations. It was that far back that we started to target these games, and it's now it's time to go and produce the result, and it's time now for the players to come out and play their best rugby. The difficult thing for the players is at the moment the camp is very nervous. It's a pretty nervous camp at the moment. They want to go out and play, and they want to get the game underway.
A question for the captain. Without embarrassing him too much, can you talk about the impact that Lynn's had on the Romanian squad and how much you would want to keep him as coach, because his contract does expire at the end of this World Cup?
A schimbat multe lucruri, mai ales pe partea de disciplină. Ne-a făcut să fim mai disciplinați și eu zic că e un lucru pozitiv și eu sper cel puțin ca în următorii ani să rămână la echipa națională și cu siguranță o să avem rezultate mai bune.
On the same subject, Lynn, I know we spoke about it the other day, but will your future with the Romanian squad depend on the result of these two games?
No, it's. I've already signed for another 2 years. So,
have you signed it?
Yeah, so it's going to happen now.
You get that quiet.
So it's something that's been done within the last couple of days, actually. So it's just something that's happened. I'm pleased. I'm pleased for myself, but I'm also pleased to, obviously, like Macovei said, is to take the Romanian team to the next level now, which will be exciting.
And you also talked about leaving that legacy behind when you do go, and that legacy will be enhanced by not having to qualify for the next World Cup, won't it?
I think obviously, I think if we get the two results, it means that we go to 2019, don't have to qualify, and it gives you 4 years to develop and progress the team. And I think that for us will be a huge thing for Romanian rugby to be able to do that.
Lynn, you talked about the nervousness in the camp. Is there anything you can do to perhaps take that away, combat that, and help the players through this experience?
It's about actually just calming everything down and trying to just realise what we have to do, and that's the biggest thing. Is not to worry too much about the game, but worry about what you can fetch to the game, and that I'm sure will work. We have a meeting tonight, and I'm sure everything will be calmed down by then.
Question for the captain: does it make any difference to you, knowing that this is Canada's last game and that you've got 2 matches? Does it make a difference to you and the team?
Sigur, cum a spus și Lynn, nu se compară meciurile care le-am avut în noiembrie, meciul de test. Și cu siguranță mâine o să ne aștept un meci greu și Canada va arăta o altă față pe care toată anul trecut și acum 2 ani.
Lynn, you said you've extended your contract for another 2 years, but could you vision yourself still being coach in Japan in 4 years' time?
I think that's part of the legacy that I have to leave. I think if I have done my job, I'm hoping that by the end of the second year that we will have put in place a head coach to take the team to the Japan. If I can do that and then revert back to technical advisor, that'll be probably the right way to go for the development.
So can you just clarify that?
Thanks.
Just to clarify that, you would want to be involved in 2019, but more on the technical side rather than as a coach. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. I think then it's probably the best way to finish. It'll be a 4-year cycle, and I think everybody talks about a 4-year cycle in rugby now because of the World Cup. And the backing we get in at the moment from World Rugby certainly helps, and I can see that there are still areas that are not easy to improve, but can improve Romanian rugby very quickly, and that's what I have to try and achieve.
Further questions? Yeah.
Question for the captain. In terms of the locations that you've been in, what's it been like in terms of interacting with the supporters from England? Because obviously a lot of neutrals come to the games.
Da, sigur, am avut ocazia, și ieri am fost la stadionul unde ne antrenăm și am avut ocazia să ne întâlnim cu copiii de vârste mici care jucau rugby. Am vorbit cu ei și sunt alături de... Mulți mi-au spus că sunt alături de echipa României, sunt fanii României și o să vină și mâine la stadion. Zic că, mai ales când jucăm și cu echipe, când am jucat cu echipele mari, cu Irlanda și cu Franța, mulți suporteri din Anglia, englezi, au fost alături de noi și asta e un lucru bun, pentru că am arătat că jucăm un rugby de calitate și le mulțumim.
Question for Lynn. Canada showed against Italy, they went 10-0 up quite quickly, and against France they scored 2 tries in very quick succession and then they faded. How do you see this team in their strengths and weaknesses?
Probably the Canadian team probably were the same as we've experienced. France and Ireland certainly tried to get the ball as wide as they could against us. And I don't expect anything different from Canada. I think we've seen the way Canada plays a high intensity game with the ball being played wide. They don't want the scrum because that's something they try to get away from very quickly. And they try to stay away from a big driving game. So we expect it to be a more loose game than we've experienced before. But it certainly won't be anything less than what we've experienced against France and Ireland, and by that I mean the width of the game. And that's what we have to try and do as a team, is to try and play the way that Romania wants to play, not the way that Canada wants to play.